bafflation.
Chris absolutely tried to disrupt, manipulate, throw off track Paige, the experts, the whole process. Hey guys, in this video today, we're going to be talking about what it's like to break up with a potential narcissist. Chris, who we're going to be focusing on in this video, we're going to be talking about the patterns that you really want to look out for. Now, I am not saying that Chris is a narcissist. However, we have seen that some of the experts on Married at First Sight have mentioned that this guy could be a narcissist or is a narcissist, according to Dr. Pepper. We're going to be talking about on Married at First Sight, season 12, episode 17, whereby Chris absolutely tried to disrupt, manipulate, throw off track Paige, the experts, the whole process, literally by trying to say, hey, you know, I've still got feelings for you. I'm not sure. I'm undecided. And this is what sometimes people with highly narcissistic traits can do, where they are absolutely trying to make sure that they manipulate and push and pull you into a whirlwind, whereby when you think you finally found clarity and you're about to leave them, they come and send you back into another tailspin. And this is what we've seen here so far with Chris. He has discarded Paige so many times, and then he has pulled her back in so many times. And I've done another video, guys, here that you can check out, where I break down narcissistic discard and that push and pull relationship or dynamic that people can end up in when they're dealing with people who are highly or who seem to have highly narcissistic traits. Now, the beautiful thing that we saw here is that Dr. Viviana stepped in and was like, no. And in my mind, I was like, thank you, Jesus, because I was waiting for Pastor Cal to speak up. I'm waiting for Dr. Pepper to say something. And I literally was like, are they going to let Paige, who's smiling like she's won the lottery, actually walk off in the sunset with this guy? Because he is dangerous. And I have been saying this in so many of my other videos, which you can check out here. But this guy has such dangerous tendencies that I think it was actually highly unsafe for Paige to be left alone in that guy's care, which I'm thankful that even when Chris tried to say, hey, do you want to leave? The usual pattern, where did we see that before, guys? We saw it when he was first in the hotel room telling Paige about the fact that he had a child on the way. He tried to quickly push her off into the bathroom and get away from the producers and the cameras and the mics. And this is the pattern of control, guys. It's not just men who do it, it's women too. But we're using the example of Chris today because we have seen it live and direct on this show. And again, the same patterns happened again on decision day. He tried to whisper to her, come on, do you want to leave? It's like Paige had just one moment where she remembered and she was like, can I speak to you for a minute? And she finally sought a person of safety. And thank God that producer was like, what was the decision you came in here to make? And she was like, it was to end it and get a divorce. And she's like, so why are you not doing that now? And I thank the good Lord that the producers, experts also said, no, today you're going to make a decision, and stuck to their guns. Now, let me give you another example. We see here that Chris sent not just Paige into a whirlwind, but he sent the experts into a whirlwind, whereby by the end, we see the experts literally laying out cold on the chair, exhausted by the craziness that they saw go on. These are the tactics. These are the ways that Chris and others like him who have quite high narcissistic traits are able to coercively control situations. And just as Paige was about to kind of get the confidence to say,
Create bafflation,
see him just throw a spanner in the work when he goes into this, like my ex miscarried and completely made me shift my thoughts on my marriage to you. And that immediate one thing sent Paige already clinging to that small bit of hope, happy to almost throw away her decision, forget all the abusive behavior that has gone on in the past and absolutely be willing to almost latch on to the idea that maybe this marriage could work. And this was so sad to see, but it is not uncommon, because when you are caught up in a relationship like this, to actually recognize the abuse, the manipulation, and the control that is being exercised over you, it's really hard. What I saw happen here is that Paige immediately was willing to almost reconsider actually being with this guy. And he knew it. And he knew exactly how to affirm her and say all the things she was desperate and needing to hear throughout this season. And he said it all in that moment and gave her that small ray of hope. And this is exactly what manipulative individuals do. They will feed you what they know, just enough to keep you hooked, just enough to keep you from walking away, just enough to keep you second guessing your decision to leave. And the difference here is it worked. Unfortunately, then what we see is he needed a way to get her out from in front of these experts. And him bursting into tears, it was a magnificent distraction tool that was used to make sure he could remove himself from the building, run off into his car, away from as many of the cameras, because he knows Paige will follow him out the door. He knows what he's doing because we've seen this pattern of behavior before. When they find out that he's having a baby and the whole group is a bit shocked at the fact that he's having a baby with his ex, we see him storm off when that happened, and Paige follows him again. When there was a dinner between all the couples when they were on their honeymoon, Virginia and Eric got into a confrontation with Chris. Chris gets into a kind of, hey, I'm going to throw my weight around, doesn't think about his wife in that moment or what the situation is, and has to be escorted off out of the hotel, and she's having to run after him. And we saw it again when they went quad biking and he gets into a full-blown attack and rampage almost on the other couples, and Paige has to do all the pacifying, trying to calm him down and calm all the others down and pacify bad behavior. So he knows that Paige will always follow him. It works. So when he comes out the car, he starts saying, hey, are you cold? And you can see Paige is cold. She's pretty much shivering. Now, he doesn't offer his jacket when he's outside walking from the car back to the building. Oh no. He offers Paige his jacket when he gets into the building, so that when they're walking up the stairs to the experts, it looks like, hey, he's given her his jacket. He's doing the honorable thing. So Chris does everything for the cameras. This guy is not serious. And it is just such a good example of when you try to break up with someone who potentially is a narcissist or has very highly narcissistic traits. This is the madness that you sometimes may endure. And it didn't end there, guys. Because after it, we see him return and we see him flip towards angry when Dr. Viviana is pressing him to make a decision because she sees the nonsense and the manipulation going on. And I've done a video on trauma bonds that you can find here, outlining this cycle of abuse that occurs. I really recommend you look at the patterns of behavior. When you see it, you'll see that it just replicates itself time and time again. Now, a good example of this again, Pastor Cal says, hey, I don't think it was just the fact that you were having a baby that created the problems in your marriage, because there were problems before the baby was even known about. And yeah, there was. From the minute Paige walked down the aisle and we saw Chris use the S word, SHIT, we knew there was a problem. Not only that, but from the first night when he consummated the marriage, fully knowing he did not want to be in this marriage any longer, we knew there was a problem. So to say that actually, no, our problems was linked to the baby, Paige, that's a lie. That's what sometimes women and men do, where they want to almost justify and blame something else. They will focus on, hey, it was just this one thing that was stopping me having the marriage of my dreams. But that is not the whole truth, because sometimes when we're in relationships, we really, really want it. And we'll be willing to tolerate and put up with things, but we'll also be willing to tell ourselves lies. And I thank the good Lord that Pastor Cal said, hold on, that's not the truth, because there were issues before the baby was known. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Were you shocked by this behavior from Chris? And I recommend to go and watch this episode. It is a very, very good teaching moment for us all to learn from. And guys, remember to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you never miss another video each and every time I upload. Take care guys, and God bless. Bye.